He fought for a living in cages, under lights, before roaring crowds. But on a quiet Sydney street, his last fight came without warning. And without gloves. On October 8, 2025, former UFC fighter and MMA coach Suman Mokhtarian was shot dead in a targeted attack in Sydney's west. As the city woke to headlines, 5 major newsrooms told his story, each painting a different picture of the same tragedy. Today, we piece together how the media framed the fall of a fighter, and what it reveals about truth, tone, and memory. It was around 6 p.m. Wednesday evening when gunshots echoed through Analuke Street, Riverstone. Emergency crews arrived to find a man lying motionless, shot multiple times. The victim, 33-year-old Suman Mokhtarian, a mixed martial artist once signed to the UFC, later turned coach and mentor. Despite paramedics' efforts, he was pronounced dead at the scene. Minutes later, police discovered a burnt-out vehicle nearby, the first clue in what would soon be treated as a targeted attack. For investigators, it was a familiar pattern in Sydney's underworld. But for the media, it was the start of a very different kind of battle, over how the story would be told. The BBC broke the story first to international audiences. Their tone, minimalist. Their headline, former UFC fighter shot dead in Sydney. No adjectives, no speculation, just sequence, setting, and statement. It was the sound of professionalism, clean, cautious, and globally neutral. The BBC's coverage positioned the shooting not as celebrity tragedy, but as part of Australia's growing concern over public shootings. It read like a police report, factual, distant, yet oddly respectful. In an age of clickbait, restraint itself felt radical. Next came ABC News, Australia's national broadcaster. ABC's reporters mirrored the BBC's restraint, but grounded the event within a national conversation about safety and policing. Their language was measured. A man has died following a shooting in Sydney's west. Police are investigating whether the incident was targeted. They focus less on Suman's fame and more on the pattern of urban violence, contextualizing his death within Sydney's broader crime landscape. ABC's tone was civic and institutional, not emotional, not sensational. It offered citizens clarity over curiosity. By morning, 7 News transformed the tragedy into part of its live-breaking mosaic, updating viewers minute by minute. Under banners like former UFC fighter shot dead in Sydney's suburbs, his name appeared alongside headlines about bushfires, shark attacks, and car crashes. It was fast-paced journalism for a restless audience. Their tone was empathetic, but breathless, a newsroom running on adrenaline. To 7 News, Suman's death was one beat in a symphony of national drama. Yet, in the constant hum of breaking news, the human story still flickered, a fighter fallen, a life paused between updates. Part 5, Daily Mail, the tabloid inferno, 6:45 to 8:15, dramatic visuals, flashing lights, bold fonts, fire overlays. Narrator. And then came the Daily Mail, louder, faster, and cinematic. Their headline read, Gangland-style execution, former UFC fighter gunned down in cold blood. The Mail leaned heavily into speculation. It described a revenge plot, a targeted hit, and even suggested links to Sydney's underworld. Every sentence felt cut from a crime thriller. Photos of burnt cars, flashing lights, and police tape created a sense of chaos and danger. It was gripping, but blurred the line between reporting and performance. In the Mail's world, Suman wasn't just a victim, he was a character in Sydney's ongoing underworld saga. But then came a quieter voice, ESPN, the network that once covered Suman in victory and defeat. Their report stripped away the crime drama and returned to the man himself. They remembered the coach, the brother, the mentor. His student Jesse Swain posted, Suman believed in me more than I believed in myself. I owe all I've done in MMA to him. ESPN reminded readers that before Riverstone and the gunshots, there was discipline, sweat, and passion, a life built around teaching others to fight, not to fall. Even in his death, ESPN chose reverence over spectacle. It wasn't about how he died, but how he lived. Epilogue, one story, 5 mirrors, 10 o'clock to 11:30. Montage, each outlet's headline side by side. Fade to black and white photo of Suman in the ring. 5 headlines. 5 tones. 1 tragedy. The BBC gave us structure. ABC gave us civic reason. 7 News gave us momentum. The Daily Mail gave us theater. And ESPN gave us heart. In an era where every story becomes a spectacle, Mokhtarian's death became a reflection of what journalism chooses to remember, and what it chooses to amplify. Because in truth, the facts never change. Only the frame does. This is the fall of a fighter, not just one man's ending, but a mirror to how the modern world reports life, loss, and legacy.